The following is a production of Shark Flight Media. Shark Flight Media. Shark Flight Media. Shark Flight Media.
From mechs to mages or agents to argonauts, this is the world of Chris Kennedy Publishing. This is the CKP Future Books Podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to the May edition of Future Books. This month we have a 5-book month. We are giving you plenty of things to read across a host of different genres within the science fiction universe, and we're going to talk to our publisher, Chris Kennedy, about the books that are coming out and give you a little preview of what you can expect in the month of May. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, great to be here. Thanks, Randy.
Glad to have you here. Like I was telling the listeners, it's going to be a big month this month.
It's a huge month this month.
And we're giving some conclusions to a bunch of stuff that the stories that we've been telling our listeners for the last couple of years, and recently we're tying up a lot of strings this month.
We're tying up a lot of strings. We're also reinitializing some things. This is a great month. Next month is going to be just as good, if not better. We got lots coming. It's going to be a great summer, great kickoff for the summer. Can't wait to get to it.
Well, without further ado, we will jump in and start with our May 2nd release. I think this particular series wins the award for the top covers across the series. I have loved every one of these covers. They have been just stellar. And
absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. I'm going to jump in right there just because these covers have been wonderful. They have made me want to steal all of them for my own books. I haven't, but I sure have wanted to. If I hadn't shown Dawn, the first one, I would have been sorely tempted to take it from her and give her something else.
Yeah,
but I didn't because I'm a good guy, you know.
The angsty teen brooding over the three-dimensional chessboard was just, I think that might be the best cover we've ever had.
It may be. It's certainly been absolutely one of my favorites. Could not, like I said, could not like it any more than I did. And I wanted it so badly.
Yeah. So without continuing to talk about the cover, let's talk about the meat inside. This is book 3 through Steel and Stars, and it's by Don Chapman, and the name of it is Interstellar Endgame. So tell us a little bit about it, Chris.
Sure. Like you said, this is book 3 out of the trilogy, so it's time to wrap things up, provide a great conclusion for the reader. We now know who the big bad is that the big good is going against. They're finding all the folks that they need to put together to have a team that can bring down the bad guy. Even with everybody they put together, it's going to be a heck of a fight. Battles will be won, people will be lost, and hopefully in the end good will prevail. But from where it is right now, don't see how you're going to get there.
Well, I can't wait to read this. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of the covers, and the series holds up to the quality of the covers. So that's a great way to start May. And then on May 9th, the second week of May, we get our version of what would happen if you combine the NFL and Worldwide Wrestling. And then all of a sudden, you had to use the individuals in those sports to fight a war for you. This will be Fortunes of War. It's the 3rd book in the Gladius League series by Michael LaVoice. And this has been a fun ride.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a great ride. I am a sports fanatic. A lot of authors aren't, but I am. So I enjoy a good sports book. I love the premise of this. that, war has been put aside. We've put aside the militaries. We now, use the Gladius leagues to solve all our differences. And then what happens?
Then you need an army.
Then all of a sudden you need an army and you don't have one. So what do? You do the best you can. And that's, been the premise of this series all along is, taking what you got and doing the most you can, building up teams, working together, and all of those great, all those great qualities that, you get from a military, in building that brotherhood. And this has been a lot of fun, and there are many surprises to be had in this one, which pretty much were hinted at the end of the second book. You now find out all of the surprises and all of the, well, gosh. And oh, by the way, there they are on Earth. Yeah. There's the aliens on Earth, so you better figure this out.
Yeah, I think, to me, the important part of this series is showing how teams, how people interact with each other, and building that team that is more than just a group of individuals, and that translates both in sports and in the military. And I think Michael has done such a good job of bringing that particular point out in every one of these books.
Right, showing the synergy where the outcome, the total is bigger than the sum of the parts. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a great book, and if you haven't read the whole series, this is a great series that you can jump right into. There's only 3 books in it, so you don't have to go back and read 98 books to get caught up.
It's not like the next one we're going to talk about.
Absolutely. But I cannot recommend this series strongly enough. And then, as Chris hinted just a second ago, on May 16th, for those of you who are Four Horsemen fans, which is how I got started with CKP, book 17 of the Phoenix Initiative, Caveat Emptor, which is a Four Horsemen novel that is written by Jon Osborne and Mark Wandrey. Mark, who is the kind of the originator of the Four Horsemen, and Jon, who, if you see a book that has his name on it, buy it. You will not be disappointed. He has written some of the most interesting and fun novels in CKP. And this book is a masterclass. The humor, the action, the adventure, and the story, which is a springboard, is well worth reading.
Yeah. This book, the genesis of this book was the Kickstarter that Mark ran, for the Four Horsemen game. And, one of the payoffs was a story, and where you got to pick, I forget what the rule was, but I guess, one of the fan club group, Merc groups, got to be in it. And the person that won it said, I don't want to use just one. I want to use all of them. So all of the fan club Merc units are in this. There are 2 main ones. You couldn't use everybody all the time because the fan club is too big. So they've got several units that are the prime ones. But everybody plays a hand in this. The premise, Caveat Emptor. What happens if you bought a planet, but they sold it to more people than just you? And then there's other things that happen where everybody in the galaxy wants it now. So that it's a great time. The book is awesome.
It's the world's biggest scavenger hunt.
It is. And what is fun about this is we're kind of reinvigorating the Four Horsemen universe right here, right before we jump into the final series. We've got this one. I've got This I Swear already in hand, which is the fourth and final one of the Rogel books from Speaker and Sandra Medlock. So that one's already on the schedule, and we'll be talking about that next month because it's coming in June. Then we'll have the first book in July, which will be from Kennedy and Wolf, which will be the first book in Exodus, which is the final series for this overarching thread of the Four Horsemen universe. Doesn't mean that the universe will go away. It just means that we're finally going to give everybody the payoff that they've been waiting for since Cartwright's Cavaliers.
Yeah. So basically, this is the end of the first season, and we're setting things up with kind of a cliffhanger to start the second season.
Yeah, there you go. So lots coming. It'll be a great summer for the 4HU. Jump on if you've kind of slacked off a bit because you're like, when's the end coming? The end is coming. Jump in. You're gonna want to be there for it.
Yeah. So that's going to be May 16th. So mark your calendars, the middle of the month, especially if you got like a vacation coming up. This will be a great book to buy and read on vacation. And then on May 23rd, we have Kingdom Lost Book 3. The name of the book is Reclamation, and it's by our esteemed publisher. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. Book 3 of Kingdom Lost. The siblings have found each other. They've gotten everything together. They've found out, what needs to be done. Now it's time to do it. Now it's time to win the war and reclaim the throne. Except that the other side doesn't want to give up the war, and neither does the evil emperor want to give up the throne. So decisions will be made. This book has a lot of action in it. Going places, doing things, and fighting desperate battles against incredible odds, as the saying goes.
And for those of you that are following this series, this is a great book. So and
if you're not following this series, why the heck not?
That's right. There's only 3. You can go ahead and get all 3 of them and read them all the way through. This is a great book, and I think everybody who likes who's read other books and series by you will really enjoy this series.
I mean, you've come to CKP. Here's the CKP. Let's go.
That's exactly right. And then I'm going to poke a little fun at one of my favorite authors. On May 30th, Melissa Olthoff has a new book out, and she decided that she was going to give you the most bang for your money you could get. If we're talking page reads, this is the page read book of all time. Price per word, this is going to be your biggest value for the month of May.
Yeah, really. Or if you just buy, single copies, you are definitely getting your money's worth from this one because it is a book and a half. Literally, it's 150,000 words, and it is just it's a great story. For those that have read Melissa, you know what you're getting. A lot of humor,
adventure, great sci-fi, a little nod to martial arts. I mean, you can't ask for any more than this.
Right. So this is the fourth book in the Salvage Bunny series.
Yay.
And this will tie it up until the readers tell her that they want more. Because she has said she loves the characters more than anything, and she'd be super happy to keep writing. You just got to tell her, hey, we need more.
Yeah, I need to talk to Melissa because I want her to have some Salvage Bunny stickers made.
Go yeah.
So we've told you everything about the book except the most important thing. May 30, I did say, but what I didn't say was the name of the book is Daughter of Shippo.
Oh, yeah, we did. We got all talking about it and didn't even mention the title.
That's that, Daughter of Shippo. So if you're a big Salvage Bunny fan, or if you're a Salvage Title Universe fan, May 30th, this will end your month, and you could not do better than getting this book. Melissa is one of the top tier writers at CKP, and if you like books that have great characters and some humor in them, you're going to love this book.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better.
And that will be the month of May. You've got Interstellar Endgame on the 2nd, Fortunes of War on May 9th, Caveat Emptor, Four Horsemen Universe on May 16th, Reclamation on May 23rd, and we're going to end the month with Daughter of Shippo. So, we hope you get every one of these.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more.
Chris, anything else that you've got this month?
Nope, that's it. Big month, I got to get back to it and get writing the next Four Horsemen book. Time to get that series kicked off.
Well, then I'm not going to let you speak anymore. Thank you so much for coming, and we hope to see you again next month. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging on for the second half of this month's Future Books. We are privileged this month to be talking to Jon Osborne, one of the all-stars of CKP. If you're not familiar with some of his earlier stuff, especially the Milesian Accords, you are missing a treat. That is more of it's in the fantasy genre, and it's one of the best fantasy series I've ever read. If you enjoyed Iron Druid, or if you enjoy Dresden, you will certainly enjoy Jon's books in the fantasy genre. But this month, we are going to be talking to him about Caveat Emptor. It's written by him and Mark Wandrey. Mark, who started the Four Horsemen universe. This is book 17 of the Phoenix Initiative, and in this book, Jon starts tying up a lot of the strings, a lot of the loose ends that have been dangling for many years, and in my opinion, it's one of the best Four Horsemen books that's been released. Welcome, Jon.
Thank you.
So, as I was telling the listeners, book 17 is kind of a coda to this first section of the Four Horsemen universe. You must have been very happy to write this book.
It was, I was, and it was a lot of fun to write. And we dig into some behind the scenes stuff, secrets. But we don't go so deep into the weeds that people that aren't read into the lore of the Fourth Universe won't be able to follow along. I mean, our first mission was write a fun story.
Absolutely. And this is a book that can be read as a standalone novel. You really don't have to know all of the stuff that's happened for the past 4 or 5 years to enjoy this book.
And I think one of the advantages for that is that we used units that we haven't used before on the pages.
Now, am I right in saying that this book kind of has its roots in the Kickstarter role-playing game that was worked on? Is that not correct?
That is absolutely correct. One of our pledge levels was for us to write a Horseman novel about the units of the buyer's choice, and they had the option to create a unit from whole cloth or pick one. And this is what that person wanted, and I couldn't be happier with their choice.
Well, that's exciting. Do you want to tell our listeners a little bit about the role-playing game that spawned this, in case they're interested in finding more information?
Sure. So, Rules of Engagement is the Four Horsemen Universe role-playing source book. It's using the Savage Worlds game engine for the game mechanics part. However, one of the important things about it is it's also a source book in general for the Four Horsemen universe.
Oh, cool.
It includes a ton of art that you haven't seen for a bunch of aliens. It gives you the breakdown of every mark and block of Casper. You get them behind the scenes of, how weapon systems work, things like that, what options are available, a lot of locations in the universe, some new locations that have never been seen before. So it's a really, we wanted to make it useful for someone that wasn't so much into role playing, but was a fan of the Four Horsemen universe. That's
really cool. And is there going to be merchandise available for people who didn't support the Kickstarter, or are there going to be? Is there a place that somebody that was interested to be able to buy a copy?
So once the book's out to all the backers, and it'll be available in print and electronic form. It'll also be up for sale, available in both formats as well. But that won't be until after we get the book into our backers' hands, because they've been very patient with us. This project stretched on far longer than we intended or predicted. And now that the end line is in sight, I can't wait to get this out and get it to everyone's hands.
Yeah, would I be wrong in saying that maybe some of your novel writing kind of got held up a little bit by working on that project?
That and by life events that also caused the project to get delayed.
Okay. Well, we're certainly happy to see you back writing regularly again. I think you had a book out in February or January. Is that correct?
I had one out. It was in March. House of Owls and Milesian Accords.
That's right, House of Owls. That was very good too. That was in the Milesian Accord series that I spoke about earlier, with some very, very interesting characters. I really enjoyed your premise setting this up with the several mercenary companies ending up on the same planet. That was an interesting way to go to start the book. Was that your idea?
Well, actually. No, it was the backer's idea.
Okay.
He pitched us the idea of what happened in the book as far as the units involved, and that's I don't want to go into spoilers on that. Might be a little bit of a surprise. I don't know how long we'll be able to keep that epic in the bag. Yeah, that's what he pitched as an idea to us, and it was awesome.
Well, earlier in the podcast when I was talking to Chris, I called it the world's largest scavenger hunt. I really, without spoiling anything, the area in which they search for their material, that was something I had not seen before in any other book, and I thought that was a really great idea.
Yeah, we're really happy with the way that turned out, and also kind of opens up some lines for down the road.
Yes.
Let's just say that this is going to be the last you see of what's discovered on Beta Cephei.
The end of this book is the jumping off point of what I'm calling Four Horsemen Season 2. Is that correct?
I would think we're in a later season than that, but yeah, I mean, we're kind of like turning a gate here, so to speak. We're moving into the Endgame for the Four Horsemen universe. Not that we're going to turn off the lights, but there's a lot of storylines that have been going on for years. I mean, it's hard to believe it's been something like 8-9 years, and there's a lot of readers have been with us the whole way, and they deserve a kind of a closure on the main storyline.
Yeah, well, it'll give new readers a place to start too, because with many of the Four Horsemen novels, you have to know so much backstory to get into the current story you've got. So wrapping a lot of this stuff up is going to basically give a rebirth to the Four Horsemen universe, wouldn't you think?
I certainly hope so.
I started with Cartwright's Cavaliers, and then when I got to the end of it, I went and read everything that had been written in that universe to that point. And, there are some really great books in the series throughout, but those first 4 were so powerful.
Oh yeah, they were. I mean, they laid a really good foundation for the whole universe.
Without giving any spoilers, do you have something in mind that you can say to kind of give people an idea of what this novel is? One
of the kind of dreams, and this is not just a Four Horsemen universe, it's almost any science fiction where you have, shall we say, capitalism. One of the big dreams is to own your own planet, right? And that gave me the idea. And there's a couple of sources that germinated that of like, okay, well, what would that look like in the Four Horsemen universe? And of course, because it has to be interesting, and in the Four Horsemen universe, things have to go wrong. And so, as you see from the front cover, maybe the buyers weren't totally aware of what they were being sold. I mean, the sellers weren't. Or no, the buyers. Yeah, the buyers weren't totally aware of what they're being sold, and some drama occurs when they go to claim their prize.
It is extremely interesting. The characters. There are several characters in the book that I would love to see more of. I like the love story that is that develops within the book. Between the two young mercenaries. I love the redneck colonel.
It was so much fun to write.
Yes, and you made him humorous, but you didn't make him comical. And every now and then he says something that shows that he is a lot smarter than the facade he projects. And I think that would be very hard to do. It is a tremendously interesting book. And that book is coming out May 16th. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Like we were saying earlier in the podcast, it is a Four Horsemen book, but it's also a book that is self-sufficient. You do not have to know any backstory to enjoy this book. I think the characters are three-dimensional, and different people will grab on to different characters according to your personality, but they're all well written and all have a reason for you to care about them, which is hard to do when you're writing a book that has as many characters as this book has. And I love the fact in all of your books that you are able to write comedic scenes that are really stupidly interesting and very funny. Do you make a point of using humor in all your books?
I won't say it's like a conscious choice. I don't like have a thing that says, I need joke here. It's more organic, and usually it comes out of dialogue.
Right. It's usually, and all the things I've read of yours, it's usually when a character is in conflict with somebody else. But the humor, I think your humor carries your books. I find that the most interesting part of your writing, because it makes the characters somebody that you want to know.
And also, it's useful to kind of break tension a little bit, because if you just like ramp stuff up, you have to have like a release occasionally.
Absolutely. So, after this book is released, do you have more books planned for this year, or is this?
Yep, I am currently working on the next Bjorn's Berserkers novel.
Hallelujah! That's one of my favorite series, and I've really been missing it.
Well, when we last saw the Berserkers, they appeared at the end of Ally in the Battle of Katash.
Right.
Well, we're picking up from there. And the title should tell you something goes wrong on Katash. And Bjorn's going to find himself out of his element, and he's going to find himself facing a foe very much in their element.
Oh, cool. I love the character Bjorn and all the books and short stories that he has been in. He is a really well-developed character. If you enjoy Reacher, you would enjoy Bourne.
Yes.
Very, very stoic character who had a whole different life plan and ended up exactly where he didn't want to be, and found out that it was the perfect fit for him. Almost like it was destiny. Almost like it was written. And so you're going to do a Bjorn book, and then anything else this year, or will that pretty much take up the rest of your year?
I hope to have that done in short order. And then my next project, unless something happens, is going to be a book set in Casey Zill's Interstellar universe. Okay,
yes.
So I had a short story there, and I am going to take those characters. And Casey basically said, "So you're writing me a book, aren't you?" After I turned in the short story. And, it's kind of hard to say no to Casey. He's a force of nature.
Oh, yes. Love me some Casey, love me some Melissa. And put the two of them together, and you have no chance whatsoever.
So we're going to pick up with the Buchanans that appeared in Remnants of Empire.
Okay.
And see how things work out for their crash wedding that maybe some people don't want to happen. And I'm kind of also going for kind of a Mr. and Mrs. Smith vibe.
Well, that'll be great, and that'll be later on this year.
That is, it's already May. This year's flying by.
Yes, it is.
So by the time I get it written, it'll probably be close to the end of the year.
Okay, and for people who want to know more about all things Jon Osborne, what social media do you have available?
Well, of course, there's my website, jonrosborne.com.
And that's John with that an H.
That's right, JONROSBORNE.
Okay.
And then on social media, on Facebook, it's at Jon R. Osborne. On Instagram, it's at Jon R. Osborne.
Okay.
And on X, formerly known as Twitter, it's at Druid Oz, because that was before I started writing.
Okay, cool. And is there anything else that you have that you want to tell anybody about right now that I've missed?
Just to look for the game to come out. We don't know the print schedule yet.
Right.
As soon as the ebook version is done, we're going to get that out to the backers and then make that available. And then print will just depend on the printer.
Okay.
We're using a domestic printer, so we won't have any shipping issues.
Right. So for the people who are interested in the electronic version, that'll be delivered through Amazon. Is that correct?
We will have a few options available to us. We'll probably go through possibly both Amazon and DriveThruRPG.
Okay.
Because DriveThruRPG is a really big outlet for
people in the gaming community.
Yes, and for Savage Worlds especially.
Okay.
They have a lot of stuff on there. So.
Well, we certainly appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to talk to us, and I can't wait to see what comes from you next. Like I said, I'm a huge Bjorn fan, so you can't get that out fast enough for me. But thank you so much for being here, and we look forward to talking to you again, maybe later this year or next year for sure when you have more stuff out.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much, John.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the CKP Future Books podcast with host Randall Willis. If you enjoyed this podcast, please consider leaving it a review on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you subscribe. Show likes and channel subscriptions are also much appreciated on the CKP YouTube channel. Finally, if you'd like to know more about this author or others on the CKP roster, visit chriskennedypublishing.com. Thanks for listening to the CKP Future Books podcast. We'll see you next time.